is me, April Kamaya, and you have reached my review for Couples Retreat Season 1, Episode 2, called Ring of Fire. So let's get to it. So we start off where we left off from the last episode, where Ray J is storming off, acting like a brat. And basically, Ray J is mad because Princess always calls him out on his BS. Like, no one got time to be dealing with Ray J and his foolishness. And Princess, even though she's immature too, she called him out on his BS and he don't like it. And then AJ asks Princess, while Ray J's off talking to the guys, AJ asks Princess, why are you with him? And she says, for the kids. Now, you guys, we done heard this countless and countless many times from different reality shows, your family members. We've heard this all before. Staying with a guy or staying with a girl for the kids doesn't work. We know this already. And we always seeing these women sit up on this TV and say the exact same thing. And they look so fucking stupid. That you would stay with a man that you're not happy with, clearly not happy with, because of the kids. So I'm really tired of hearing that and this foolishness to continue to keep using that as a reason to stay with somebody. So Ray J is talking about that he doesn't want to talk in front of everybody when he's talking to the guys. And I'm thinking to myself, then why did you come on a show? You don't want to discuss certain things in front of everybody, but let's be real, you guys. We are on a reality show, and us, the audience, is looking at you. And we want to know because you're on the show. So why'd you come on the show? I know why. For a check, you guys. You know they get paid for this. So Ray J and Princess is clearly on this show to get some money, a check. Because clearly Ray J don't want to be on the show to tell any of his business. Okay? So they start playing. So Ray J walks off. He leaves, I guess, and Princess is left by herself. So to play the game. They play a game called Stuck. And basically, if the question pertains to you, then you stay standing where you are, meaning you're stuck. If it doesn't pertain to you, you obviously move forward, meaning you're not stuck in your eyes on that category. So AJ starts naming off the categories. So one, they name off immaturity. They flash to, I forgot Blackson's girlfriend's name, saying that he better stay here because he's always immature, you know, because he's a comedian. So lack of romance. Mostly everyone stays still because I guess that's an issue for everybody. Insecurities was next. Yandy called BS on mendeecees because he moved forward, and she's obviously wondering why he did that, because she tells a story that when he was in jail, she would call him, or he would call her, wanting to know, saying, you know, he's seen her out last night. I seen you put some lipstick on. Where were you going? You know, just insecure questions that mostly everyone does. Whether it's a man or a woman, you ask certain questions. So she was taken back that he feels that he's not insecure about certain things, and she's basically saying that's not true. Mistrust also comes up. Oh no, I skipped over. Oh yeah, mistrust comes up. Rasheeda stays where she is because obviously she's still dealing with the mistrust with Mr. Kirk, and also infidelity, she states. And Rasheeda stays and Kirk moves forward. So it's obvious that Rasheeda still is harboring feelings from the infidelity. So the couples go back to the hotel or their rooms, and they pretty much discuss how the game went for them. Ray J is in the video selfie diary, pretty much apologizing for his behavior, how he behaved the night before. Now, I'm kind of confused with Ray J because even though he has his like childish, foolish ways, he did have a like bubbly, happy spirit from what I remember from him growing up and him being under, being Brandy's little brother, he's always been like happy, goofy, and silly, not taken too seriously. So seeing him on this show is kind of actually disappointing because he really isn't happy, and it's kind of interesting seeing it from a guy's perspective because you never really see a guy really show emotion, especially when he's going through a divorce, and you can clearly see that it's affecting Ray J because emotionally he just looks drained, and you can see it on his face. And I'm like wondering, maybe he didn't get a prenup, because if he didn't get a prenup, then he's probably like in his mind thinking, damn, like if I divorce this lady, she's gonna take me for everything I got, and I'm not gonna have nothing left. And that's usually what men say, it's cheaper to keep her. And I think maybe this situation, Ray J might have made a mistake, or my theory is he feels he made a mistake by not getting a prenup, and that's why he's stuck. So I don't know, we'll see. So we get back to the couples answering the questions about just a little tidbit about how they knew they were in love. We get a small clips of everyone, answering it. Didn't really get full answers, so that's why I'm not really diving too deep into that. Ray J and Princess obviously continue to videotape, their concerns about, what's going on so far. So we get a scene with Deelishis and Yandy having a conversation by the pool, which was kind of really interesting because they kind of let us know the similarities between each of their significant others. We actually go back and forth. So they show us with Deelishis and Yandy, and then they show us with mendeecees and Raymond. So both of them are kind of talking about the things that are going on in their relationships. Okay, so Deelishis talks about, Raymond being in prison and him bringing it back to the relationship, being up 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Yandy saying mendeecees, flinches, in the bed, late up at night, and they both will wonder, like, is that me? Like, is something me going on with me? What's going on? And so, and then on the other side, mendeecees and Raymond, Raymond pretty much said that Deelishis had to show him how to be a husband. mendeecees, on the other hand, kind of told us, his insecurities about him being inside and Yandy being on the outside and his growing resentment for her. So we get into Ray J wanting to have a one-on-one with AJ for some reason. Because I guess, okay, he said, I guess he didn't want to talk about it in front of everybody, right? Okay. So he says the real story is that Princess filed first, and he found out, and then he filed for divorce. And so I guess Ray J was just trying to prove a point that Princess didn't tell the whole story, I guess, and was trying to make him look bad. And AJ cut that real quick and was like, you know what, I don't care about who filed what. It seems like it's toxic, so why are you even with her? And, Ray J, of course, you right. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. That's all I need to know. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking brat. Like, I don't know how Princess dealt with Ray J. Ray J is a little ass kid, and he's so immature, too fucking immature to be married. Like, seriously, I don't even know how she deals with him and still dealing with him because they not divorced yet. So yeah, he gets up, gets mad, that's all I needed to know. So yeah, so Ray J leaves again. And so everyone comes back around in the fire pit, and AJ explains what happened to Ray J and that they got into it, pretty much it got bad, so he's gone. And so basically AJ asks, does anyone want to leave? It looks like the way they edited it looks like everyone looked at Princess. Princess raised her hand. I'm gone. Like, I don't want to stay here. Don't need to stay here. I'm tired of doing this, trying to fix our relationship on our own. So, deuces. So we start off with the couples facing each other to talk and discuss about their issues, right? So we start off with Kirk and Rasheeda. And basically, their issue is wanting more intimacy between the two because they work so much and they're so busy. So they bring up the cheating scandal. Kirk says that they had, when that situation happened, that they hadn't had sex in over a year, and that basically they were headed for divorce anyway. So, Kirk was going this way, Rasheeda was going that way. And also, Rasheeda admits to not being the best wife at that time as well. And I don't know if she knew she was suffering from postpartum at the time, but she had postpartum, when all that stuff was happening. So she took some responsibility for their break in their marriage, which I don't believe I've ever heard before. I know on Love and Hip Hop she spoke about it a little bit, but she told me a little more about that situation, about her being, postpartum and stuff like that. So yeah, they just pretty much discussed them just needing to have more intimacy in the relationship. Next we have Michael, goofy looking ass, and his girlfriend Rada come up next. He's so fucking goofy. He's goofy looking, like, for real, y'all. Oh my god. Ooh. Ugh. Anyway, so they bring up their issue in their relationship, which is kind of weird, but I guess Rada's issue is side chicks. And basically, he told her what their relationship was gonna be, right? So he told her she wasn't gonna be the only one, basically. Like, I'm gonna dibble and dabble, I'm gonna do what I want. That's what it sounded like, and she accepted that, right? And just like Michael said, when she caught feelings, I'm not sure it's love, because it really don't seem like they like love each other like that. 2 years, they don't love each other, but she caught feelings, and now she wants to renege on it. And I'm with Michael. That's not fair. That's not cool. Like, I'm straight up on his side. Like, if I had a deal with my man that I can go dibble and dabble whenever I want to, and we still together, and you agree to that, and we still good, right? And then you come back to me and be like, I don't really, I don't like that no more. I'm be honest. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm gonna look at you like, ooh, I don't know, because that's not fair. Like, y'all made an agreement coming in, and now you're trying to change the agreement. Like, I don't know what man, even like I said, even reversed, if it was reversed, like, I don't know if I would like that. Like, this is how we said we was gonna do. I'm not good with change, so I can see where it would throw me off too. Like, I don't know. So, it's a stupid problem. They really don't have no problem in this relationship, but I'm gonna let them have that. So we get, last but not least, Mendeecees and Yandy at the end of the episode. And AJ, of course, brings up insecurities, right? So Yandy feels like when she was locked up, not when she was locked up, when Mendeecees was locked up, she was locked up. And I could see that, your life is put on hold, because your significant other is behind bars. And I could see where you can get stuck because you are waiting for someone to get out. So yeah, I can see where she can feel like she was also locked up, right? So they have a disagreement about the amount of time she called and emailed, and how much, I guess he feels like she wasn't calling enough or emailing enough, and she feels like she was calling like every day. Like, don't do that. Don't disregard me calling you and emailing you. And so they obviously they're not on the same page in regards to that. Yandy feels like it's easy for Mendeecees to like discard her. because he would say, you know, if you can't deal with it, just leave, you know, and if it's just that easy for you to dismiss me like that, you know, how can you do that? And so at the end, you know, she kind of was saying that if the roles were reversed, would he, you know, do the same and look out for me? Because she was saying, like, people will be like, girl, you doing all this stuff for him, but I don't know if he'll be doing this for you, because we have seen through history that the women will wait for the man through their whole ride through that prison, their whole term, 5, 6, 7 years. We rarely hear a man doing that. And actually, the first person I heard do that was Papoose. For, that's with Remy Ma, the rapper. Like, that's the only guy I ever heard that was with her and stayed with her throughout her bid. You know, so you know, I guess it does happen, you know, but it's rare. But anyway, yeah, so she posed the question, you know, would you do the same thing? And you know, he said he didn't know. I'm shocked that he admitted and said he do not know if he would stay with that girl. Like, that's some crazy shit. And I'm not even, to me, it's not as crazy when I think about it. When I sit back and think, I go, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, because we always say as women, like, if we did half the stuff men did, they wouldn't be able to handle it. If we cheated on men and did all the shit they did, they would be gone. Like, so we've said that. So I'm not surprised that he said it, but when we're talking about your wife and her specifically, Yandy, and you're still saying you don't know, especially after this point, like, I'm kind of confused. Like, after all this time, she poses that question, 2021, and you say you don't know? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard on that. Maybe it's, I don't know, retrospect, or, you know, I don't know. He said he told the truth. He didn't want to lie, but I'm just like, wow. Okay, but anyway, so Yandy starts crying in the confessional and the show ends. So you guys, yeah. Y'all see I wore my little cheat day shirt. You want to know why? Because that's the theme of this show. You know, I just feel like every time I watch these shows, especially when it comes to their dating relationship shows, it's like, that's like the theme. Like, cheated, is infidelity. And most of the time, the women are stuck with dealing with the consequences of the man cheating, while the man has moved on, right? But we're emotionally stuck in a different place than they are. So it's just really frustrating to me that it's like, every time I'm looking at relationships, it's like, you know, the man cheated, you know, they moved on, you know, we're so strong, 10, 50 years, yay, you know, but then I'm like, but you still don't look happy, or you still dealing with the effects of the infidelity 10 years ago. So is the relationship really good? You know, so I kind of, I don't judge. I'm reviewing because I want to review the show. But yeah, I just be trying to understand, like, relationships and how it works, you know. But yeah, it was okay episode. Rayj getting on my nerves. I don't even know if they gonna make it through the whole show. Like, I don't even know. You know, like I said, I think Rayj and Princess are here for the money, because they're not giving us anything. Rayj doesn't want to talk about anything, so it's like, why would you sign up for the show? So you clearly here for the check. So yeah, you guys, you know, let me know what you think. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next episode, episode 3. All right, come back. Talk to you later, you guys. Bye.